Allora, tra Liga e realtà, bravissimi, facciamogli ancora un applauso, sono veramente bravi. E salutiamo Mr. Caulfield, ultimo referee di questa kermesse pugilistica milanese qui all'Alcapan. Categoria quella dei 91 kg. Partiamo, ricordo, lo sapete, dal 4-0 con cui stiamo conducendo sui Condors Argentina. E adesso l'ingresso dell'ultimo. Allora, tra Liga e realtà, bravissimi, facciamogli ancora un applauso, sono veramente bravi. E salutiamo Mr. Caulfield, ultimo referee di questa kermesse pugilistica milanese qui all'Alcapan. Categoria quella dei 91 kg. Partiamo, ricordo, lo sapete, dal 4-0 con cui stiamo conducendo sui Condors Argentina. E adesso l'ingresso dell'ultimo Condor. Sembra il titolo di un film, l'ultimo Condor. Io pensavo. Allora, 23 anni dall'Argentina.
Dario ALCAPAN, the 23-year-old. Representative of the Argentina Condors in the heavyweight division. He's the man charged with the responsibility. Trying to have the Condors avoid the ignominy of a whitewash. They are 4-0 down after 4 completed bouts. He's the only one who can do something about it.
Allora, tra Liga e realtà, bravissimi, facciamogli ancora un applauso, sono veramente bravi. E salutiamo Mr. Caulfield, ultimo referee di questa kermesse pugilistica milanese qui all'Alcapan. Categoria quella dei 91 kg. Partiamo, ricordo, lo sapete, dal 4-0 con cui stiamo conducendo sui Condors Argentina. E adesso l'ingresso dell'ultimo Condor. Sembra il titolo di un film, l'ultimo Condor. Io pensavo. Allora, 23 anni dall'Argentina.
Dario ALCAPAN, the 23-year-old. Representative of the Argentina Condors in the heavyweight division. He's the man charged with the responsibility. Trying to have the Condors avoid the ignominy of a whitewash. They are 4-0 down after 4 completed bouts. He's the only one who can do something about it. His final bout, this week 11 Group B matchup. In the 91 kg heavyweight division. Yet to secure victory.
Lo salutiamo all'angolo blu per i Condors Argentina, l'applauso
in the ring for his third contest in World Series boxing this year.
Dario ALCAPAN.
This campaign, what a time it
Dario
would be
ALCAPAN,
to get a
Condors
win
Argentina,
in the victory column
Thunder.
for Dario ALCAPAN.
Italianissimo anche lui. First round.
So the opening bell sounds in the final bout of this week 11 encounter in Group B. The boxer operating out of the southpaw stance, wearing the dark blue trunks trimmed with black and silver, is Italy's FABIO Turchi, 21 years of age, in his first World Series boxing season. He's contesting his third contest in WSB tonight and has a record of 1 win and 1 loss to this point in season 5. His opponent, wearing the sky blue shorts trimmed with silver, the Argentinian colors, is Dario ALCAPAN, 23 years of age. He too in his first World Series boxing season. It's also his third fight, and he is looking for his first win of the campaign. Dario ALCAPAN, very busy, bustling boxer, but there's been very little intent, or if there is an intent, I'm not quite sure what it is. Beyond punching range for just about the entire round. It was Turchi who landed with the only meaningful shots of that opening session.
Allora, se tu ti lanci dentro ti spacchi, devi stare vicino con le gambe e devi toccarlo sempre. Tocca, tocca. Sinistro, lontano. Sinistro, lontano. Ma devi stare in asse, chiaro? Non devi andare avanti con la destra, lui si lancia solamente con la destra. Pressalo, 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 tocco da sotto e poi finisci. Chiaro?
Hai fatto una bella cosa, che lui ti viene avanti con la testa, tu devi fare un piccolo passettino indietro e metterci il montante sinistro da chito, capito? Va bene.
Se lo prendi un paio di volte finiamo in 10. Chiaro?
So unsurprisingly, all of the judges favoring Fabio Turchi in that opening round.
Second round.
Well, as we begin round number 2, it's as though Dario ALCAPAN has been wound up in the corner again, because he's come out with the same perpetual motion to begin this second round, skitting around the perimeter of the boxing ring, making Fabio Turchi miss and fall short with that speculative overhand right again. But just as it was in the opening round, it is significantly short to begin this second round as well. Turchi is a hard puncher when you stand with him at mid and short range. You can see from the size of his back. Very powerful heavyweight. Good left cross. Mention the fact that it's the first WSB campaign for both of these boxers. There's a crowd here in Milan again, turning up the decibel level in an effort to inspire their man, but it looks as though he's got an opponent who is reluctant to engage at to this point in the bout. And every time Turchi lands a shot, just seems to drive ALCAPAN backwards. It's the first WSB campaign for both of these boxers, and in his opening bout, I was on the road against the Azerbaijan Baku fighters in week 1, Fabio Turchi. He suffered a third round knockout at the hands of Abdulkadir Abdullayev. Rather concerning one as well, because it was a delayed reaction. Appeared to be a rather innocuous glancing right uppercut, but there was a delay, then he collapsed in a heap, blood emerging from both of his eyebrows, and the bout was stopped right then and there. Since that time though, he's negotiated the 5-round course, so that shouldn't hold any more fears for him, having got that under his belt and operated a good tempo against Joshua Temple as he scored with 2 hurtful shots to the body, remaining in pursuit of Dario ALCAPAN, who is skitting around the boxing ring like a jackrabbit, not staying still for a moment, but really hasn't shown any desire to engage or land any meaningful offense of his own to this point in the contest. He's tried a speculative right hand over the top on occasion, but for the most part, as he demonstrates some nice evasive movement, bobbing and weaving from the waist, his mission appears to be to avoid punishment, which is of course part of the noble art of boxing, but you also have to land effective offense as well. So he's getting half of the equation right, is Dario ALCAPAN. But that's surely another round that will go in favor of the Italian.
Allora, sai perché sei legato? Perché c'è il colpo forte. Non devi cercare il colpo forte, devi cercare il colpo rapido. Devi aumentare la quantità dei colpi, altrimenti questo se lo porti a 5 round ti fa fare brutta figura. Tienilo in mezzo alle tue gambe, chiudi sotto sciocco il primo colpo. Andiamo.
Adesso se fai un po' di pressione, 2 colpi sotto, uno sopra, dove si fai un po' più di
letteralmente vuoto, chiaro? Rapidità, tanta quantità di colpi.
Second round.
Ci riesci? Andiamo, non cerca la forza.
Third round.
So we move into the third round of this 91-kilogram heavyweight contest, and Fabio Turchi was so dominant in the second round, or perhaps it was that Dario ALCAPAN was so reluctant. Judge B scoring it as a 10-8 round, his head being buffeted repeatedly to begin this third session. Immediately he has gone into the same reverse gear that he demonstrated in rounds 1 and 2, and if that movement begins to slow down and causes him to be pinned in a corner, he could find himself in serious trouble, Dario ALCAPAN, because he's expended an awful lot of energy jitterbugging and shape-shifting up there in the boxing ring to stay out of the way of the hurtful punches of Fabio Turchi. But he's come back with very little offense of his own. And so one wonders now whether he can maintain this type of movement and this type of dynamism and activity for the full course of 5 3-minute rounds, because if he stands still with his back to the ropes like he is here, Fabio Turchi possesses plenty of pop in both the left and the right hand, and here we see him looking to hold on and initiate a clinch. Is his gas tank beginning to run empty after 2 rounds of frenetic activity? But precious little offense to speak of. 2 right hands to the body will test his reserves further from Turchi. Turchi remaining in pursuit, and this, as one-sided as it currently is, will remain a good exercise for Fabio Turchi. 3-time national champion. Excuse me, 2 senior national championships, 1 youth championship and 1 junior championship, so 4 national titles in all. But to have an opponent whose intent is to just avoid punishment rather than scoring any blows of his own, is perhaps a new experience for Fabio Turchi. Good right hand and left hand to the body from the Italian. And this will be a good exercise for him. He's got to learn how to cut off the ring. And he did so effectively there, closed the avenue of escape. And Dario ALCAPAN finds himself confined in the corner. Intelligently ties his man up, there's ALCAPAN, but he's really showing no inclination to try and win any of these rounds. And the long route that he's taking around the boxing ring by constantly gliding around the perimeter, he's traveling the longer distance. It's like running a 1500-meter race on the athletics track in the outside lane all the way. Compared to those who are going to hug the curb, it's a much greater distance. So Fabio Turchi eschewing the stall in between rounds. Again, it's a good exercise for the Italian youngster, and he's just having more success as these rounds progress. And the evasive movements and maneuvers become just a little less effective from Dario ALCAPAN. You can afford to smile over there in the red corner, in complete control to this point in the contest. And another round from all 3 of the judges.
Seconds out.
Well, the Italia Thunder are well on their way to a whitewash victory here. FABIO Turchi, ranked number 12 in the 91 kilogram heavyweight division in World Series boxing. Looks as though he's going to tilt the balance in favor of the win column in this, his third contest, and extend his winning streak to 2 bouts after having conceded his opening bout in World Series boxing on the road in Azerbaijan. And again, Dario ALCAPAN hasn't looked to engage only as he's looked to engage only as a last resort, constantly on the back foot, and it doesn't seem as though he's retreating with the intent of luring his man in and catching Turchi as he comes in. But as his movement slows, Turchi is having more success, and that's a big left cross through the middle of ALCAPAN's guard. Corkscrew right hand followed by a southpaw left from Turchi. The mouthpiece being pushed out. If that was to be dislodged from his mouth, that was to be dislodged then repeatedly. As Turchi gets to work with hard hooks to the body. Just one about keeping the punches up. But ALCAPAN is in danger of dipping beneath the belt line. That's perhaps his most ambitious shot of the entire fight. A roundhouse right that was blocked by the deltoid of FABIO Turchi. Look at how he's having to stand still more than he was in rounds 1, 2, and 3. ALCAPAN still bobbing and weaving effectively from the waist though, but the foot movement slowing down just a little bit. Still slipping punches very effectively, and again, this is a very good exercise for FABIO Turchi to learn how to deal with an opponent such as this. ALCAPAN's reluctance bordering on pacifism up there in the boxing ring. Deep into round 4, and he's had very few offensive forays, the Argentinian. Italia Thunder look as though they were on their way to a clean sweep. The Condors' winning streak will end at 1, having prevailed on home soil last week to secure their first win of this season 5 campaign. Well, 4 rounds completed, and all of them have had a very similar story. FABIO Turchi in pursuit, Dario ALCAPAN on the retreat. Turchi did catch his man on more occasions in that 4th round than perhaps at any time through the contest to this point.
Chiaro Fabio? Non mi dici e non lo fai, provaci.
Non riesci a trovarlo? Lo provo subito.
Prova, stando di fronte, chiaro? Se no quando vieni il stesso round lo fai con me e ti picchi. Chiaro?
So ALCAPAN trailing heavily now, having conceded another unanimous round to FABIO Turchi in the 4th.
5th and last round.
So we're into the final round then. Turchi immediately onto the front foot, and he sounds as though he's loading up on his shots now, perhaps in an effort to get his man out of there. Well, there's nothing comedic about the sport of boxing, of course, but the manner in which Dario ALCAPAN has conducted himself up there in the ring does bring to mind some of those comedy capers where an unsuspecting individual finds himself in a boxing match. Plenty of retreating, plenty of holding. He's demonstrating nice footwork and good lateral movement and evasive movement from the waist. There's a good right hand from ALCAPAN. But other than that, I'm not quite sure how he was planning to make an impact in this contest, let alone get himself the victory and one for his team to avoid a 5-0 whitewash. Because look at how he's making Turchi miss, but then there's never any follow-up. Almost as though he's a sparring partner under instruction to make the fighter miss, but don't really come back with anything too serious. That, of course, not the case, because he's competing for himself and for his team. But the second half of the equation, the classic boxing maxim of make him miss, make him pay, he's made Turchi miss plenty up there in the boxing ring tonight. But he hasn't really let his hands go with any intent whatsoever. This week 11 encounter completely different to when these teams met in week 4. That contest actually ended in a 2-2 draw over in San Luis in Argentina. The 60-kilogram lightweight bout ended in a technical draw, and that is why both of these teams have a draw in their 10 completed matches today. So one suspects, unless ALCAPAN pulls out a knockout punch in these closing 30 seconds, that the Italia Thunder will improve their record to 5 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw, while the Argentina Condors will fall to a record of 1 solitary win that they secured last week, 9 losses and 1 draw over their completed matches. It keeps the Italia Thunder very much in the playoff hunt. And as for the 3 bronze medalists who open the proceedings for them here this evening in Milan, they remain very much in pursuit of a precious place at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. Well, Dario ALCAPAN raised his arms immediately at the conclusion of that contest, and he's all smiles. Perhaps that was his objective, to go the distance. Nice to see a sporting embrace between the 2 boxers. But there can be little doubt about the man who will have his arm raised by the referee in just a few moments' time. FABIO Turchi completely outclassing Dario ALCAPAN. Don't know the circumstances under which ALCAPAN entered this contest tonight. Perhaps he was a late replacement for the more usual combatants who represent the Argentina Condors at heavyweight. But he's gone the distance, and that was his best punch of the fight. A long right cross, and he's delighted to hear the final bell. And credit to him for completing the course against the very capable FABIO Turchi. So we're just waiting official confirmation of what will surely be a 5-0 clean sweep in favor of the home team. Dario ALCAPAN's delighted. But let's head up to center ring and get the official verdict.
The result of this bout is unanimous decision. Judge 1, 50-45. Judge 2, 50-44. Judge 3, 50-45. And the winner is, by unanimous decision, red corner, FABIO Turchi. E sono 5-0.
FABIO Turchi flexes his tattooed biceps in celebration and acknowledgement of a unanimous decision victory over Dario ALCAPAN of the Argentina Condors. Bows to all 4 sides of the Discoteca Alcatraz here in Milan. He improves his record to 2 wins and 1 loss in season 5, and most crucially, he completes a clean sweep for the home team Italia Thunder over the visiting Argentina Condors. There's confirmation. The Italia Thunder taking all 5 of the bouts contested here in category C1. They remain very much in contention for a playoff place in WSB season 5. And their opening three boxers in Paddy Barnes, Michael Conlon and Vincenzo Mangiapapre very much in the hunt for a precious place at Rio 2016, qualifying via the WSB route. So that concludes proceedings from here at the Discoteca Alcatraz in Milan. The Italia Thunder improved their record to 5 wins, 5 losses and 1 draw, and still remain in the hunt for postseason activity after a dominant display over the defeated Argentina Condors, who were subjected to a 5-0 clean sweep. Thanks for staying with us, and join us next time for more World Series boxing action as we approach the conclusion of the regular season.